Hello and welcome to today's presentation, Medical Terminology, Making It Stick. Before we begin, please take a moment to review today's learning objectives. Imagine walking into your first clinical rotation and realizing you can't understand half the words in your patient's chart. That's where medical terminology comes in. MedTerm isn't just words. It's hundreds of prefixes, suffixes, and combining forms that allow medical professionals to speak the same language. The secret to mastering it is not cramming harder, but studying smarter. With proven scientific study strategies like retrieval, spacing, and interleaving, medical terminology can stick for good. If terminology is so essential to healthcare students, why do students struggle to remember? Dr. Will Fallheimer is a world-renowned researcher in the field of learning and development who studied the arc of forgetting, showing that learners may forget 50% of studied material within an hour, 70% within a day, and up to 90% within a week. Medical terminology students who employ proven study strategies to combat the forgetting curve and achieve success in this course, future healthcare courses, and their chosen occupation. Medical terminology acts as a standardized language in healthcare, enabling healthcare workers to exchange vital patient information with clarity and precision. Without it, you'll be left out of the conversation. Using this shared language reduces the risk of mistakes and helps protect the quality and safety of patient care. Good memory recall is vital for passing healthcare certification exams, as these tests require the quick and accurate application of complex information without relying on notes. Strong recall ensures that healthcare students can demonstrate true mastery on credentialing exams. Please pause this recording and take a moment to answer this question. The correct answer is C, not effective. Studies show that rereading creates an illusion of learning, where it feels like you know the material, but the knowledge doesn't last. Please pause the video and reflect on this question. Then record your personal reflection. I bet some of you said discouraged, frustrated, or surprised. That is called the illusion of knowing. Just because we study a lot and feel familiar with the subject doesn't mean we have studied effectively. To overcome this, we need more effective learning strategies. Remember, learning in healthcare must be applied to many different scenarios. In this presentation, we will examine 3 proven learning strategies: retrieval, spacing, and interleaving. Our first strategy, retrieval, involves pulling course information from memory rather than rereading. Every time you quiz yourself, whether it is flashcards, practice quizzes, or teaching a classmate, you strengthen your recall. The harder you work to recall, the stronger the memory. For example, instead of rereading the learning activities before class, try to write down all the terms and definitions you can remember without looking at study materials. The act of pulling information from memory strengthens the pathways, making the learning stick better than passive review. Active retrieval practice helps learners in multiple ways. It reveals knowledge gaps and misconceptions, strengthens and connects new information to prior learning, and reinforces memory through repeated practice. By actively recalling information, students build deeper understanding, improve decision-making under stress, and create stronger knowledge networks that make it easier to learn new material in the future. Please pause this recording and take a moment to answer this question. The correct answer is B, self-quizzing. Quizzing yourself strengthens memory more than passive review. Please pause the video and reflect on this question. Then record your personal reflection. Reading the same notes over and over makes the material look familiar, but that fluency doesn't mean you'll remember it for a test. After reviewing material once or twice, use self-tests or flashcards strengthens memory far more than additional rereading. When flashcards are used, the act of trying to recall information cements it in long-term memory. Let's look at another scientifically proven learning strategy, spacing. Spacing means spreading out your study time instead of cramming everything into one long session. You might forget some material between study times, but that struggle is what actually helps you learn better. By revisiting information after a little time has passed, your brain has to work to bring it back, which makes the memory stronger and longer lasting. Spacing has been studied and proven to improve student performance. Learners who use spacing may feel less fluent in the short term, but they recall more and perform better on later tests. In addition, spacing boosts retention. Breaking study into shorter sessions over several days or weeks helps information stick much longer than mass practice, such as cramming. Please pause this recording and take a moment to answer this question. The correct answer is A, spacing review across several days. Spacing practice builds stronger, more durable memory. Please pause the video and reflect on this question. Then record your personal reflection. Spacing, or studying smaller amounts of time but more frequently, may feel harder than one long study session, but in actuality, students spend more time rereading and cramming than if they dedicated shorter, consistent study time throughout the week. Let's look at another proven study strategy that pays off: interleaving. The study strategy known as interleaving combines topics to study rather than focusing on one chapter or week at a time. For example, let's say that in the first 3 weeks of the semester, we are covering the urinary system in week 1, the circulatory system in week 2, and the muscular system in week 3. With interleaving, you would study all 3 topics at the same time. Research shows that mixing subjects or concepts, rather than fully mastering one before moving on, leads to stronger connections, better long-term retention, and improved problem solving. When learners notice similarities and differences and choose the right approach instead of repeating the same one, interleaving makes knowledge more adaptable. Please pause this recording and take a moment to answer this question. The correct answer is A, B, and C. Mixing body systems in a study strengthens memory and helps students distinguish between terms such as dyspnea and dysphagia. Both involve vital body functions, but they affect different body systems. Please pause the video and reflect on this question. Then, record your personal reflection. Interleaving is what the authors of Make It Stick refer to as a desirable difficulty. It feels challenging, but it strengthens learning. It is like people who literally experience desirable difficulties at the gym, putting in the hard work because they know they will like the results. No pain, no gain, right? Let's review the study techniques we have discussed today. When using the retrieval technique, engage in self-testing. Instead of rereading notes or textbooks, you should quiz yourself using practice tests, flashcards, or do a brain dump by writing down everything you remember about a topic without looking at the material. The retrieval technique that works best for me is teaching a concept to someone else, summarizing it aloud, or writing it down without notes. This forces retrieval and helps solidify understanding. When using the spacing strategy, students can take breaks between study sessions and spread them out over time, rather than cramming all at once. Spacing strengthens memory by requiring more effortful retrieval, which leads to better long-term retention. Studies have shown that individuals who use spacing perform better on subsequent tests. Students should also review earlier material while learning new topics by incorporating older content into their current studies. Revisiting prior lessons at intervals helps to prevent forgetting. Interleaving involves mixing practice for subjects, problems, and concepts. You can put interleaving into practice by mixing topics during review sessions. Instead of studying only one subject or body system at a time, combine material from multiple units. Which of these strategies will you commit to trying first? There's no single best. Using all 3 together creates the strongest toolkit. Please pause this recording and take a moment to answer this question. The correct answer is B, retrieval, spacing, and interleaving. Using varied scientifically proven study techniques improves learning dramatically. Please pause the video and reflect on this question. Then, record your personal reflection. Using proven study strategies like retrieval, spacing, and interleaving is important because they help move learning from short term to long term memory, making it easier to recall information when it matters most for healthcare workers. The good news is that you don't need to change everything at once. If you start small with just one strategy, like quizzing yourself with flashcards or spreading out review sessions, you will notice a difference. In this course, you're not just passing tests. You're building a foundation for your healthcare career. You're preparing to take care of your patients. It is a challenge, but you can do this. With the correct type of practice, the words will stick. Thank you for your time. Now go put those strategies into place. Please pause and review the references used in today's presentation.